Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to a little bit more Wildermyth. I maintain my concern that I think we have seen everything that this game is going to show us, mechanically speaking, and that we're going to do one more campaign, and I suspect this one campaign is going to be us making the same decisions in combat over and over again that we were making for all of the last campaign when they already were not very fresh or interesting, but people seem way less interested in the mechanics and way more interested in the narrative stuff. Okay, which I get. So, a number of people asked for this story specifically. It has Thrixel as the main threat, which is a group of enemies that I don't think we've seen any of at all. So, yeah, let's do one more story. I think we can wring enough enjoyment out of one more campaign here before we move on to something that's maybe a little bit more mechanically complex. So, an old book and a young argument lead two siblings into the wilderness. Amid the bones of a mythic civilization, they'll embark on a moonstruck journey through tragedy and time, encountering a mysterious wastrel in the woods and bearing witness to the rise of a luminous queen. A 5-chapter campaign. It's information that I need to remember, with Thrixel as the main threat. Okay. So, on Adventurer, it felt like our choices were completely irrelevant because no matter what we did, we would win. The game's just like way too easy. So my inclination based on that is just to dial it all the way up here. My doctor did say that I was supposed to limit my reveling, but I could take one more for the team. What does the middle difficulty say? World is brutal, few survive unscathed. I mean, let's try it on Walking Lunch. If we get Et, then we can come back and try it on the middle one. So, we have our two siblings here, and we get to bring some characters in from our legacy. This is not everybody, though. Oh, you know what? This is just our warriors. This is just the fighters. Well... And we're only allowed to bring a limited number of... the stars are the number of abilities you get to bring forward. That's interesting. I mean, my inclination would be Galadglin, right? I think Galadglin was a very impressive warrior. So... Swift actions that deal real damage are definitely compelling. So engage gives you +1 armor per engaged foe. I don't necessarily think that this is great, but I do think that it combines very well with Backslam. Wisdom is definitely not what we're taking forward. And then counterattack after a successful melee block or dodge. You know what? I think I like that. Now I noticed that his firearm ability is not on the list here. I don't know if that means that we just can't start with it, or if it means that we are starting with it by default because we have the firearm. In either case, I think that's probably a winner. And then, is this going to be the same? Is this just the hunters? It is indeed. Well, yeah, I mean, hard to imagine not taking Sinetta, right? And she is allowed to start with her ability, but you do have to take it. So I guess, yeah, it must be the case that he's not going to have his cone of fire at the beginning. Well, that's all right. It's not critical to his operation. I think I'm just going to take heroism. Like, Thornfang ended up not being useful at all because the arm is way more valuable than melee attacks. Yeah, let's try it like this. So, is there anything like... I don't know. It's still not 100% clear to me exactly what the meaning of these... I mean, obviously this affects like their dialogue, I'm sure. They have different lines. It probably also affects the way they interact with other characters, but, I mean, who can say? 12 starting calamities feels like a lot, but if it's the default, then we'll try it that way. Yeah, all right. Let's give it a go, shall we? So... most of these calamities are not actually going to be very relevant, right? Because we're pretty much just going to be fighting Thrixel. +2 armor, +1 warding seems like a hell of a card. And then what is a threat? Am I really not allowed to look at these? Hold on. Wait, what is the point of this view? Oh, interesting. So actually, the initial view that we were in was not either of these. It was not either card or monster. It was just the deal out. Huh. Well, +2 damage and +2 armor and warding. Okay. Some of the monsters are very strong, it turns out. Memories and dreams, those lightless gleams that our eyes seek unfinding. They take us from tables and summon us home, warmly felt and ever fading. You know, verse doesn't have to rhyme, but I was really expecting a rhyme. And look who it is. A prodigal child of Calmpire returns a grown man. He comes wealthier than when he left, but having lost more, somewhere in the neighborhood of like 3-ish limbs. The afternoon fades. So actually, this is Galadglin as a young man, though. Do they always come in young? I guess I just sort of assumed that they would show up in the state they were in when they were committed to your legacy. That's interesting. Old halls and wind-chewed walls, waddle and stinking wallows. Hometowns are like baby blankets. Still nice to touch the corners, but awkward to sleep in. Yes, I know Galadglin has no plan to stay. I am also able to read the word bubble. And then he stepped in the squelch. It was a pig. He stepped in an entire pig. He seeks a certain book from the famed Calmpire library, one he's found before and never long forgets. Wouldn't it be incredible to have a book of your own on these shelves? Mine would be something like... Well, there's a couple directions I could... Ineas and Cherry are brother and sister. Cherry is not... I should have changed her name to something a little bit more compelling. I could go, but what is that? Both possess the mystic's gift. Oh, what? This book has all these things in it, but neither of them knows it yet. Show me. Drawings of nightmare beings haunt every page. Cherry and Aeneas flip through it. It is interesting, they're brother and sister, that they have different names. I wonder why. The writing's Curin. What's it called? The Dread Compendium. I read Curin. Do you? Okay, so Aeneas is kind of an asshole. The title's in Yandrik. It was rebound. It's amazing, all the variety of... part of me wishes I were there to see whatever inspired all of this. That's because you can't read these descriptions. I can get pieces, and they are gross. Destiny speaks in the mouth of this moment. They found it for me. Noticing the newcomer, Cherry snaps the cover closed. Galadglin Fang? Is that Cherry Red? Have I been gone that long? Folks used to call you Cricket. Please don't spread that around again. Well, listen, Oh, did you ever meet my little brother? I'm Aeneas Toro, which is not... I am her brother, though, I swear. It says so in the narrative. Yeah? Don't remember. It's not quite an actual response to the question she asked. I need that. Sorry. Need what? And then he just yanks it out of her hand, I guess? Galadglin, what the hell? Galadglin takes the book from Cherry's weak hands and walks out. The book has disappeared at this point. He just grabbed it. Bitter feelings take root. He must have a reason. Reading is an addiction. A natural... Okay, so he can sort of like come to respect the desire for a book. Or he just grabbed it. A flicker of longing heats Aeneas' chest. You know what? I like that. I especially like the way this is presented, like contrasting that. Skipping any further reunions, Galadglin leaves Calmpire in the hour he's returned. Really, though? Galadglin Fang, of all men? Well, maybe it's nothing, but part of me thinks I have to follow. Young, you're warned that anyone might be anyone someday, that all you bring and all you chase will choose your mapless way. The sun's already low when they embark. No one ever warned me that, which is fine because it's incomprehensible. So hold on a second. Can I look at Gledlin's? He's 25. He came in at level 2, right? That's the stars. That's why he has 2 abilities. So, and he kept Guardian. Okay, no, he does have the... Well, why wasn't Cone of Fire one of the abilities we had to pick? Or rather, why was Jump Jolt one of the abilities we had to pick? Oh, you know what, though? We didn't have to pick base Jump Jolt. It was the upgrade that we had to take. So I'm sure she had base Jump Jolt. Okay, yeah, that makes sense and is not inconsistent. Okay. So he's got a dueling sword and a tier 1 stone axe. It's interesting that his transformation is so advanced, which is a thing that did not happen to him until he was much, much older than this. But he appears in this story at age 25 in this state. There's kind of a neat, folkloriness to that, the way that like different stories get sort of blended together until there is this canon, this idea that all of this character appeared in all of these places, but there's no single timeline that you can construct from it. Sort of like Mad Max. And anything that's like Mad Max is okay in my book. Also, the fact that her name is Cherry Red, like with that being that close to Cherry, it's just... I should have changed her name. These stories were drafted in trails. You know where that line's from? Wandervane by Jan Scote, right? Made me want to have adventures. These stories were drafted in trails, scribbled onto landforms in a lettering of dust print, crushed clover, and the blood I left on briars. Each moth-blotted figure traced in moon's hand. These stories of mine are transcribed moonlight, but they were invented by my feet. I think Scote, in a lot of ways, was a lovely fool. Could have been more celebrated, maybe lived longer, but almost insisted on this, a kind of false obscurity. Bird also would like to throw in its thoughts on Scote. The first evening comes. Distant hills grow long bluish beards. Well, that wasn't so bad. Day's walk. Well, quarter day. How far behind would you guess we are? Hey, what do you think he thinks of me? The two of you were in the same room for 8 seconds. My guess is not at all. I wonder, what sent him away, Gladglidfang? He was an older teenager when he left. Mom was alive. How young were you? Not that young, probably. I mean, it can't be too great of a difference. If he's 25 now, and they're definitely displayed as at least close to adulthood. And then, so now, what's brought him back? They eventually lie down to sleep. But sleep's elusive on the naked ground. The dew chills their skinny limbs. They stare at the dawn. Ugh, my neck feels roped to my shoulder. Well, maybe as our muscles warm up. The going only gets steeper. And further from anywhere they've been. I can eat some of your track bread, right? It doesn't take long for Gladglin to realize he's being followed. He drives a harder pace. But the Toro siblings prove persistent. Spirited in their pursuit, if not particularly wise. The 8th day dawns gray. Wow, they're really after him. They enter the ruins at noon. Stone walls, flailed at by wind and years, stand stubborn where they were founded. One of the last unburied skeletons of Old Cure. Oh, this is Eldstone. It has to be. I remember you wanting to come here, back before. We hiked a long way. I'm glad, though. Hard to beat the charm of a classic ruin. I doubt we're catching Gladglin at this point, right? Should we think of heading home? Ooh, you see those metal points on the highest pillars? I read that those were for trapping lightning. Kyoran sorcerers. They'd harness it somehow. You think we'll get a storm? Hey, Ennius? You always had a fascination with them, the Kyorans. You have that iron coin you found. Actually, you made clay copies. You remember that? Yeah, I was obsessed. Something tragic must have happened, right? To the Kyorans, to these structures? Well, Eldstone was a whole settlement, they think. You know how you hear about the castles, knights, lords, and all? A lot of that's Kyor, I guess. Beyond the traditional stuff. What I remember, what I read, and I did read everything I could find. They were people, like us, but they knew secrets that have long since been lost. Kyoran life remains in most ways a mystery. They built grand halls, keeps, wrote epics, charted stars, made things, beautiful things. And many of their stories survive and get put in our language, but a lot of the original meanings are lost. Story, song, and dream. They celebrated these things, but feared... how do I explain it? It's like they believed deeply in the power of imagining. There's poems that skirt and outline some dreadful idea, like a threat. I don't know, but it's assumed they made an awful enemy. And now we have ruins. And things living in the ruins. You know what I envision? A swan-like lord of Kyor, his dark silks and satins, thrumming starlit ballrooms. Mama said we supposedly have a Kyoran bloodline. I'm pretty sure she was just stoking my imagination, but... And then the air splits shrilly open. From clattering piles, a creature skitters that's unlike anything they've seen. Twin faces leer. The future forks down two horrible throats. So, of course, the very first creature we encounter is the thing that got a whole bunch of buffs in the initial Calamity deal. Startled Ennius bends for a fallen branch while Cherry takes out a soup spoon. Or Ennius... Is this choice really which one of them thought to bring a spoon? Why would you even ask me that? Alright, I think Cherry is more of a staff person. In that moment, the dormant power in their blood awakens. Well, good. That's cool. That's a good time for it to do that. So, interfusion. We had a lot of good luck with Earthscribe. We are almost always compelled to interfuse stone objects anyway, because Discus is just way better than most of the other interfusions. So, yeah, giving the ability to wall and the passive buff off of the stone, that seems like a winner. Additional interfusions, or upon interfusing with a tree, enter the gray plane. That's kind of cool. Tree call. Or, if our setup here is going to be two really squishy people and just Galaglin, maybe we should take the thing that gives us the ability to pin enemies. Oh, not just Thrusks, 4 Thrusks. And, okay. So, double bite. The Thrusk bites the target twice, dealing physical damage, then magic damage. Or it ether burns, or... Does that mean it has interfuse? That's a problem, potentially. Boy, it sure is nice that somebody left this ribcage here. Oh, I can't quite reach more than one of them with it. Well, I'll take one. One's fine. One's an okay start. Hold on, you. So, Splinter Blast. Okay, we have a couple of Wild Grasps over here. I think, probably the thing I should start with is just killing that guy, right? We'll creep forward a little bit. We'll maintain our wall. So Wild Grasp has 5 range. If I grab this, is it going to be able to hit him? It's not. None of them are indicating that they'll be able to do anything, but I thought when you moused over an interfusion object, it did give an indication of who it could affect. You know what? Just give me this, I guess. All right, so 1 down right away. Seems pretty important. And then... So I'll probably just kill you with a single melee attack. That is not true if I don't use the axe. So we don't need to burn backslam, probably. Yeah, let's not then, right? Okay. I don't much like them armor shredding me. I don't know if that's... Does that affect the damage of backslam? It does. It's not maximum armor. It's current armor that it cares about. Well, that sucks a huge amount, actually. That's really bad news. And we have no idea how many Thrix there are going to be. We just know that there are going to be more. Okay, so that's hugely, hugely bad. I can guaranteed hit it with the Wild Grasp, but it's not going to do any meaningful damage, and it's going to pull it closer to us while pinning it. So that doesn't really. It doesn't really seem like all that smart of a play. Okay, cool time for a stunt though. That was nice. Ugh. Okay. We need to get everybody else behind Galadglid quickly. Yay! I do love a good riposte. Still more, huh? All right. I see what they're doing here. They're just going to make it impossible. Walking lunch, right? All right, Galadglin almost makes it. Well, Cherry definitely needs to get further away, so I'm going to get Wild Grasped. And there's nothing I can really do about that. We do have Discus for 4 damage, but that's not going to be a kill. You have to move forward. You have to break wall with your brother. Okay, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get Galadglin over here. I'm going to wall with Galadglin. We're going to interfuse that. We're going to Discus. God damn it. And then I was like, and then Cone of, if that works, Cone of Fire will finish him off. No, it won't. Never mind. It is possible for Cone of Fire to do a single point of damage. Wait, why did I not... And also a Thrusk. Okay, well, at least that's all of them. So wait, why didn't... Will counterattack after a successful melee block... Oh, block or dodge, right, yeah. If he just takes both hits, it does not help. Well... Okay, good start, good start. Can I hit... Is there a way to hit both of them? Aha. Damn it. I don't much care for that. So Backslam's going to be useless now. I can do this and maybe start a fire, but I should probably just crush him. My concern is that Cherry is going to be vulnerable to whatever this Thrusk wants to do. And also, there's literally nothing I can do to stop that from being the case. So I guess just hit somebody. I needed to move her back before committing her action. Come on, block or dodge. Well, come on, block or dodge. Nope. Okay. Having a rough go of things here. I can't withdraw and then interfuse. But you could step up here and you could interfuse that. Because I want to hit the Thrusk first. So that it goes almost all the way down. And then we can end it with a smaller hit. Like, yeah, probably this, honestly. And so at this point, is he considered to have... No. The bonus armor from Wall is not real armor. Oh. No, dodge. Okay, well... Better back off. Next time, maybe. Cheery loses 2 health for the remainder of this game. That's pretty harsh. Wait, defeat? But she didn't die. Okay, well. Like I said, I should have moved her back. Retry from most recent save? Where will that put us? I mean, this is absolutely doable without really changing anything. I just need to not forget to move her before I take the action. So yeah, I definitely do think that we want to move out. We just got to keep moving out. A big part of the problem here is that I stopped. And I should have kept moving toward Galaglin. So actually, let's try changing things up a little bit here. If we do a Splinter Blast and remove their 1 point of armor, if I can get you over, like, this is a discus, right? Yeah. I'm probably not going to be able to kill both of them. No, sadly not. I guess a stunt would have allowed it, though. It was the right set of moves to make, anyway. Wow, that's bad news. Okay. Wow. Well, extremely not punished for my for my failures. Things really went pretty well there. So can I... Okay, we gotta remember to keep moving. But it's a little tricky because obviously I'm trying to make sure that I can keep the two of these together as well. Alright, so... Oh, what? Wait, why can this hit him but not him? He's closer. I guess the tree is providing enough cover? Well, let's interfuse this and drop the Splinter Blast right there. And then that will, in fact, let you just interfuse with, like... Yeah, just at this point, go ahead and grab the Bone Lance. Okay, this one decided he didn't want to spawn in the place where the spawning happens. And I guess we'll just, like, interfuse a couple of objects here so that she's ready when things approach. Look how protected you feel. Okay, so we want to be pretty careful here. I do like the fact that we have sources of interfusion damage far enough apart that we get the critical attacks off of them. And I think we want to keep it being discus first, right? It's better for the bone spear to hit, the bone lance rather, to hit hard. Yeah, I think, my combat tactics in this game have been dulled by playing on a low difficulty where it literally just didn't matter what we did at almost any time. It is good. It is good to pay attention and remember to enter your moves before you attack for the turn. The final shriek shakes columns, bounces along causeways as rattling legs shudder still. Any cuts? These things might be poisonous. Oh, also, yeah, I know what we just did. And did we just do it? Did you feel a change? You understand, you just faced death. Or maybe something worse. Here, you can have the book now. Sorry, we followed you. Hey, can't you just stop and explain? Shh. The softest song tickles their ears. A hum so gentle it sounds like a windy lie. Like boughs groaning in a breeze. Like gaps in walls, breathing in a gust. Martelia Wickle, are you out there? Gladglin's shout is warped by sudden, sweet-smelling fog. The fog floats from everywhere, turns archways into ogres, rubble into roaming ooze. Madam Wickle, please! Madam Wickle, I'm here! Who are you shouting for? And what, And what are they doing, Ennius wonders? Walking? Are they searching? What are they searching for? What are they searching for through the stones and fog and trees? And what are they doing? And what are they... And this narration does not make any sense. Is this supposed to be The problem is they've left they completely undefined through all of that, so it's not clear if he's having trouble remembering what he and his sister are doing. Are they the they, or is the they in that sentence whoever Gladglin's yelling at? They should specify down a little bit, maybe. Okay, there's pretty lights. He's got a lot of feelings about that. Then less, then fewer feelings. I'm walking in the forest. Yeah. What? Tree trunks gather round them like gawkers. Sunbeams stroke their faces. We all right? What happened? I don't know. Somehow they... Who's they? What a question. Thrixel, there must have been more of them. Okay, and when you say that word, Thrixel, the Thrixel, you remember the book? This book? Yes, the important thing is they're capable of, how do I say it? Capable of captivating the mind, grounding 3 birds with a glamour, sending them stumbling far to die. The rakish stranger pauses to be seen. How long had he been standing there? He offers some kind of perfunctory salute. Yes, little nest-thrown dears, you might have been food for wolves and weasels, but a man happened by who bore a gift from magic, a glyphic smile, and an enduring fondness for birds. His speech glides, perfect and strange. Skimming steps whisper him nearer. Is that one of them? Thrixel wear many disguises. This one's wearing pants. I am not one of anyone, and certainly no one so unpleasant. I am called the Mothman, wheresoever I am called. I am the only one there is. His articulations are uncomfortable on the eye, spider precise. Simply look at me, not whole human but half, and half better. I am man, and more. He seems all right. Seeming is a weapon they'll wield like a sword. And that is a bright warning, pithy and true. Fortunately, as I have just finished saying, I am no Thrixel. Now forestall your misplaced animosity, and listen. I found you three ensorcelled, wandering deep in the woods, removed from any reasonable roam. Where unreason reigns, Thrixel hide their aims. And that is one of mine, but you can use it. For one with my abilities, gathering you and waving away your enchantments was a trifle, a matter of politeness. And yet, the ones who cast these webs, they are not the dull drones they appear to be. They are imaginative. They expended thought on removing you. They must have deemed three flimsy birds dangerous to their designs. So I am struck with wondering, why would they think that? You must admit it is a curious thing. Compelling, I guess? We lack a frame of reference, but you... Maybe we're more important than anyone thought. I kind of always... It'll be dark soon. The Mothman follows Galadglin's eyes. He lifts his glance to the shadowy leaves. And that's when Galadglin leaps. Dude, we can't take you anywhere. The Mothman doesn't seem to hurry, but Galadglin tackles air. Tell me where Madam Wickle is. Tell me, you cursed thing. Ah, dear nestling. Follow your own wings back if you are brave. See what is heaping under their shroud. But be warned, you may once more wish your sight sweetly veiled. He turns to leave. Hey, Mothman, why should we believe you? Believe what? You are lost in the woods, my dear. Whom you believe makes no difference. Oh, and borrowed shadows flush and drip from trees to cohere around him. The forest bleeds to black. I do suggest little birds flock together. You would never guess how many owls there are in a night. Sudden as the darkness clotted, the last light smears it away. They stand where a Mothman might never have been. The trees crowd thicker. Which way did we even come from? How far did we walk without knowing? I'm not really hungry. Did we eat? Or sleep? I'm sorry, Galadglin. That name, Martilia Wickle, right? You shouted it when we were in the ruin. Is that someone special to you? You don't have to talk about it if it's... Galadglin whips around. It's okay. Martilia Wickle is who taught me the axe, among other things. She made me hide. Hide? They begin to walk. From the Thrixel. They came and they took her. Took everyone but me. Come on, I see the wood's edge. Think we ought to head south and east. Shouldn't we consider... I mean, can't we decide whether we really want to meet more Thrixes? Thrixels. Yeah, but we still gotta make it home. Ah, the sad little eaglets. I shall stitch for them a hero name. They may someday need it. Well, I feel like it should have something to do with the Mothman, right? Let's call ourselves the Mothman's Prophecy. Here follow the tales of the Mothman's Prophecy. Fly home, little birds. Follow your steps back. Okay. This is not where we were, right? Okay. Well, if Thrixel want us away, it can't be good. Let's, I guess, head this way. Stillenfield or Tullyfield? I guess Stillen. Should we chill, maybe, for a minute here? He's only missing 2 health. And he will heal as we travel, just kind of slowly. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Cherry walks with her nose in the Dread Compendium. You can read it? Like I could read the weather, just looking and guessing. Was always interested in the pictures. Burned those drawings into my brain as a kid. Saw my first Thrixel. It was like an image came off the pages. Ah, what a discovery that must have felt like. But also, here's a question. Where'd you get that word, Thrixel? Madame Martelia used it. I believe it's wild speech. Martelia came from hill painting people. One of us can do more than guess at meanings, right, Aeneas? You read Old Curin. Oh, maybe, yeah. The problem is there's 2 different letterings. I'm good with one, but not the other. I'd need a desk and some work paper. That's incredible. Can you teach me? Maybe you can also tell me, though, Galadglin. What's the connection with Eldstone? Why'd you go there? The ruin? Well, people said it was haunted. Globe lights, fleeting noises, disappearances. Rumors I heard as I made my way home. It sounded like a likely spot. Also, he just goes wherever people say it is haunted. He's a big ghost hunter. A storm catches their heels. In the end, I was half right. The Thrixel were there, but Madame Martelia wasn't. It latches on long enough to leave them soaked, then runs north. That's strange. Don't you think it's strange? You left Jumping Cherry 8 years ago. You've become a brave, axe-bearing man, and I'm also... well, I'm grown now. I get hit once, it leaves you scared. Hit 10 times, you toughen up. Can I have my bedshirt back? Sure. It's damp, but at least the book's dry-ish. The last thing I'm wondering about is your magic. Is my memory lying? You both worked magic in the ruin. Your mom's the lady who runs the print shop, Liana Toro, right? Does she know? Does she also have powers? She left us 4 years back. I mean, she died. A lot of stuff I'll never know about her. Apologies. She was a wise woman. I'm sorry. No, it's fine. We're mostly fine now. Not even sure how to answer you, though. When do you call something magic? It wasn't like using a thing. It was almost as simple as shaking hands. Like shaking hands with creation. Right, Aeneas? Huh? No. Yeah, well... something feels off. Do you feel that? What do you mean, off? I don't know, like weird. The air's tensing up. Something's moving out there. Should assume the worst. So can you do magic? Do you know how? Or can you at least fight? What if my answer's no? The threat closes around them. Then watch my back, I guess, and just stay close. Predators target strays and stragglers. And wouldn't it be strange if... In that moment, Cherry locks eyes with Galadglin. Realization blossoms between them both. So, do we devise a defensive strategy or pursue a troublesome feeling? Oh man, do we want to turn it into a love triangle thing? I don't think I do, actually. I kind of want poor Aeneas to be able to win his pursuit. Let's devise a defensive strategy. All day, they were following us, choosing this spot. Alright, they want to surround us, so we can't let them. Aeneas, staring won't ward them off. Follow your sister. Alright, I'm hoping a defensive strategy is like a little bit of extra armor for us. Nope, okay. Flanking and hit points. 2 thrusts. Oh no, wait, these are 2 advanced thrusts. These are 2 that are just not getting the cards, maybe? I don't know. So what is a Dweaver? They get Guardian. They can teleport to an interfused object, and they also have interfuse. I'm assuming for the moment that they can only interfuse stuff that we haven't yet. Oh, that's a lamp? I thought it was a stone. Well, I'd like to take over a piece of stone in a place where we can actually stand next to it. But it does feel like it would be very foolish not to grab the ruined arch. And then just like drop a discus on them. Boy, it's not very effective through all that armor. How much movement do you have? It actually does not tell me. Yeah, both of the starting creatures getting to... Both of like the earliest creatures in the enemy lineup getting to start with a bunch of extra armor and stuff really sucks. Okay, so I could not put a tree up in a position that would matter. I can splinter blast them, which we're probably going to have to do. Yeah, we're going to have to shred armor and stuff. And I'm going to have to be a little bit more thoughtful about doing that sort of thing before taking actions. And I think, unfortunately, we're just going to have to... Yeah, I didn't... It's a little tedious to have to click through everybody to get an idea of how far everybody can move before you move your first person so that you know that you don't move them too far. I'm just going to move you to here. That's fine. Alright, so fortunately they seem to not be able to use an object on the same turn that they interfuse with it. And they may not have access to the same abilities that we do off of interfusion at all, really. There's no way to know. Really? Man. Yeah, I really needed that to work. Well, we can backslam this guy toward the tree a little bit. And just really wail on that dude. I hate that this Dweaver is still alive, though. That's a real problem. Oh. Warping costs them an action. It's not like it's not a replacement for their normal movement. That's interesting. And they can interfuse each other? So as far as we know, there's no way to control how the bounces work, right? If I do this, it might bounce up or it might bounce down. Let's grab that one. He blocked all of the damage. Fun. Well, I don't really have... Okay, I don't really have the actions left over to mess with this. I can only backslam every other turn. Alright. An interfused blaze has always been a very, very good thing for us. Never mind. I really thought I was going to be able to jump that over to him. Shoot. And now that we've interfused once, I can't even really do anything. Okay, well. So I'm going to be able to jump it onto the Seeker, onto that other Dweaver, not onto the Thrusk, critically. I'm going to step away from the Dweaver, and I guess we're going to jump it onto... Yeah, I can jump it through you onto that guy. Somehow he dodged the space that he's standing in. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Hey, what a surprise. Nobody wants to attack the war here. Maybe I should have taken Engage. Yay. I do love a good riposte. Alright, so we need more AoE. Now we do have access to this thing, which does give Bone Lance. I think we should be able to Bone Lance through here, right? Because it's four squares, right? Yeah, I think so. Boy, I sure hope so. Nope. Just get the one guy. Well, if we get him, it'll kill him at least. And then we do have Backslam available. It's not going to be huge damage, but if I can Backslam you onto the fire... Cool. And then... Cone of Fire does 1 to 3 magic damage. It's just very unreliable. I think I'm just going to... Alright, and then... So I'm currently getting... Well, interfuse with stone, gain armor and warding and stuff. Yeah. So I'm pretty tough. If I destroy the ruined arch, I will be sad. But also, it has a ton of health. It's probably not going to happen. Now see, why did it shred armor on that guy? Uh-oh. Okay, Gladglin's starting to get a little... Buddy, what happened to your ability to block and stuff? Do you remember? Do you remember when you sometimes used to do that? So we can start some more fires. We cannot intentionally start fires. We can come down here and cone a fire up there and hope that it starts some fires. Okay, we got a couple of good spaces out of that. So Ennius can Fire Leash over to here. Right, warding and stuff. Very annoying. Alright, so they have to move through an awful lot of fire to fight us. Well, the good news is I think we're going to survive. So I kind of think I'm going to have Gladglin just come over here and smash this thing for the kill. And then you can... you don't have a free infusion slot, right. Well, never mind. Yeah, dropping fires on top of people seems to be a pretty reliably powerful method of dealing damage. Very hard for them to deal with. An additional shield, sure. She will currently not benefit from it at all. Scrambling to higher ground, leaving a wake of twisted Thrixel bodies, the three of them stand breathing hard. Late gray sun squeezes past the clouds. Now, there could have been a couple more. I'm not seeing movement. It might be time to make distance. While there's light, yeah. They find a deer path to follow for a ways, then strike out southeast, crossing lines of bracken and fording rivers of dried pine needles. Opposing winds folk their matted hair. Galadglin, can I tell you something? Ennius, sure. I'm not the type to sell myself short, you know? But when I saw you, and now, as we've gone through some things together, I can tell that I like you. And I'd feel extremely lucky if you were interested in regular old me. So, does this really seem like the appropriate time to do this thing? Sounds like you're measuring our worth against each other. Right, yes, I am doing that. Before you say anything else, Ennius, I tell you my own heart's been thundering since I met you. A storm of your name, your face, your voice. It whirls in my chest. Wow. So yes, Ennius, please, come walk with me, and we'll turn our shy smiles into glad, love-lit laughter. A brisk march sees them far before nightfall. My little brother's all grown up. Wow, that really progressed quickly. +2 damage on the Dweaver. Okay. So far, our, we do not have the ability to develop. I guess we don't really have like a home area to bring resources from or to. This is working a little bit differently than the ones we've done before because of the fact that we're sort of lost in unfriendly territory. All right, I think this is probably where we're going to call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I am eager to meet the Mothman again, and I'm hoping that at some point here we'll find some friendly territory that we can fortify so that we can go back to healing at a normal rate. When you come back next time, just about as soon as I can get it out, we will continue our adventure and hopefully find a place we can call home. And we'll see you then.